Hello, my name is Matthew Swast, and I am a peer recovery coach in the state of Michigan. I'm certified through the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services. I'm studying right now to further my career as an alcohol and drug dependency counselor with hopes to be able to diagnose people's problems, the effects of substance use disorder as it occurs with behavioral disorders. I'd like to be able to diagnose and come up with treatment plans. In the interim, I like to put together little presentations for people who struggle in the throngs of alcoholism and drug abuse. That, coupled with adverse childhood experiences, PTSD, and some trauma therapy. Today's presentation is From Probability to Perspective, Turning Loss into Learning. So what if I told you that losing is inevitable? But feeling like a loser, that's optional. Well, this experiment started with a simple question. Everything has an average. So theoretically, what are the odds that you will lose? And that question led to a journey through probability, perception, and resilience. Today, I'll take you through that journey, how one question led to another, and ultimately to strategies that help us turn loss into learning. The experiment. Wins versus losing. Losing versus unmet expectations. So the first question was mathematical. If everything trends towards an average, what does that mean for losing? Well, the answer lied in probability theory, which is if there's any chance of losing and you play long enough, you're eventually going to lose. FAFO. This is the law of large numbers over infinite trials. Outcomes converge to expected probabilities. So next I asked, what happens more, wins or loses? This shifts from inevitability to frequency. The answer depends on the probability distribution. If odds of winning exceed 50%, wins dominate. If losing odds exceed 50%, losses prevail. In a fair game, wins and losses balance out over time. But short-term streaks, well, they can deceive us. Then came a deep, deep question. What's the difference between losing and not having your expectations met? Losing is objective. You fail to achieve a defined goal. Unmet expectations, however, are psychological. You can win and still feel disappointed if reality falls short of your mental picture. This distinction explains why success doesn't always feel like success. Strategies for managing expectations. Separate your goals from your expectations. Use flexible thinking. Set process-based expectations. Calibrate your expectations. Celebrate partial wins. Build emotional buffers. Your goal is the destination. Your expectation is the imagined journey. When we confuse the two, disappointment is inevitable. On the measurable goal, not the perfect picture in your head. Rigid thinking says, it must happen this way. Flexible thinking asks, what's another way that this could still be a win? Now this mindset turns setbacks into stepping stones. Instead of expecting a guaranteed result, expect you to follow the process. For example, I expect to stick to my recovery plan daily, not I expect to feel amazing every day. The process is where progress lives. So before you start, ask 3 questions. What's the best case? What's the worst case? And what's the most likely case? This simple exercise reduces shock when reality doesn't match the ideal. Now, progress counts, even if it's not perfect. If you aimed for 10 meetings and made 7, that's still a success. Recognize that effort, not just the outcome. Disappointment is normal. It's not failure, it's feedback. When you expect some bumps along the way, they won't knock you off course. A call to action. Managing expectations isn't about lowering your standards. Listen to me. Managing expectations isn't about lowering your standards. It's about raising your resilience. So here's my challenge. This week, pick one of these 6 strategies and apply it. Separate your goals from your expectations. Celebrate partial wins. Build emotional buffers. Because when you master your mindset, every outcome becomes a lesson. And that's how you win, even when you lose. In closing, I would like to thank everybody who watched this video and to listen to my words. These are words of kindness and experience. It took me 37 years to beat my addictions. I work at it every single day. I hurt a lot of people along the way. And the only thing I could do right now is to help somebody else save 10 or 20 beautiful, glorious, and wonderful years. Thank you very much for watching. Be kind to one another, and above all else, do no harm.